What's going on, big dog?
It's about that time, baby, baby. Oh, yeah. Here we go, here we go.
The Sinclair Show is on.
It is on.
Running to your friends, come on.
Come on, come
Don't miss
on.
a moment of the show tonight. Mailbag is tight. Sinclair is on the mic.
Once again, it's on. You're still troubled in your home. Got your tripping, don't know right from wrong. Send your letters to the show so we can talk you through. Get the answers to your questions because we speak that truth. Sometimes you doubt yourself, lost your health. Faith is on the fence, but you believe that Jesus knows your wealth. Keep it moving, spirit flowing, because we're here to provide someone to lean on when you're falling. Wednesday, 8 and 9, and it's on.
That's what I'm talking about. Once again, it's on. You are listening to the only morning show in the nighttime. That's right. This is the Sinclair Show coming to you live and direct. First, let me start off by saying I want to thank all of you all who continue to send your mailbag questions, comments, thoughts, whatever is on your mind to sinclairtalk@outlook.com. We're going to continue to address as many as possible each night that I'm on the air to reach who? You all, because you all are the valued listener. And what does that mean? You're the valued listener because there would be no reason for me to be up here if it wasn't for y'all. So I don't take that lightly. I don't take it for granted. So that's how I get down. Let me see. First and foremost, let me see who is up here tonight. And it's funny because I knew it was going to be some people popping up here as soon as they saw what the little promo was. Let me see who the first person up here tonight. First person on tonight was James. Keep what's popping off, big dog. Then we got Gwendolyn, Lady Elegance Pritchard. She's what? I don't even. She says she's in Cockeysville, Maryland. What? You just been traveling around over the last few weeks. You was in the Carolinas. You down in Rocket City, Alabama. I don't know what's going on, but let me see. Y'all that go, Mims the Mimster, aka Mr. I'll get your snacks out the refrigerator quickly. He is up here. Camille Shepard, what's going on? Glad to see you up here tonight. There's Nikki Carter. See, I almost said the arch nemesis, but you know what? I'm trying to say things in a more pleasant and positive, because I believe positive energy breeds positive energy. You know what I'm saying? That right there. Let me see who else we got. We got Annie Moore. What's going on, Annie Moore? Lady Moore. That's what I'm talking about. Then we got Detective Pamela Black. Glad to see you up here. Y'all. There's your favorite, Jay Dizzle. What's going on, big homie? There's Leetta Cole. Glad to see you this evening, Leetta. So we got it. Just everything is popping off. Everything is everything, as old people like to say. Nikki Carter, what you shaking your head for? See, that is the reason why there's so much negativity in the world. I said that I was going to come out in a certain way, but I thought about it and there was a better way for me to handle it. You said you don't want me over. I don't know about that. You still the arch nemesis. You still are the head of the Me Too movement, but I realize you got your little fan base up here. So, I got to respect what the people say. The people always be defending you. I don't know why. I think it's because so many women probably feel the same way. They just don't want to get called out. You don't care if you get called out. That right there. But we're going to let it be what it is. You know what I'm saying? And for those of you who are out there and I haven't given you a shout out, please remember, I am not on your individual platform. So if you're on Facebook and you say something, it will pop up. I am using a third-party software that allows me to stream here, YouTube, Twitch, all kind of different places. So if I don't see you say anything, that's the reason why I reply to those. Let me see. She talking about I'm a sweetheart. Yeah, that's the same thing that Satan be saying. So, we ain't really rocking with that. Anyway, so let me say something to you all. There go the big homie James. Go ahead and handle her, because I don't, you know, she be up here, and it seems like the only person that know how to keep her behind the glass window, if you will, is you. So go on, handle her, please. Let me tell y'all something. And y'all my people, so I can say this without any concern for reprisals or retribution. I posted something the other day on my Facebook page, right? And it was in support of the brotherhood, support of men, support of all kind of stuff. And you know what? I ain't even get none of y'all that replied. And I knew, they got a homie. What's going on, JC? Glad to see you. But let me say something. I knew that some of you ladies was not going to respond. And I know why. Because I called you out on some things that were uncomfortable for you, if you will. But let me say something to y'all. Hey, Uncle Sinclair just want to make y'all understand that there are some perspectives out here, and if you consider them, it might make your life a little bit better. But y'all didn't want to reply. And then this was so crazy. I was getting hits in the DM with y'all agreeing with me. Fellas, y'all was out there. Y'all was all gung-ho, had the picket signs. Man, I'm glad you told them, but you wouldn't say it publicly. I need to know tonight, what is it with y'all that if something is true, but it goes against the norm, the common, if you will, that y'all scared to stick up and stand up for it? I just need to know that. Matter of fact, where is it at? I'm going to go find it. Because I felt some kind of way. Y'all will be out here. Matter of fact, that day I only got 2 likes on that. Y'all know how trifling that is. And let me go and give them a shout out. Leetta Cole, she gave me a shout out on that one. And Detective Pamela Black. The rest of y'all went and hid behind something. Okay? I just want to let y'all know I just felt some kind of way. JC talking about something. What you talking about, Willis? Well, I'm talking about this little thing that I wrote the other day, right? Matter of fact, I stand correct. Let me see how many people I got. Might have been a couple more. My mama gave me some props, and April did too. So them right there was ones. April, Leetta, Pamela Black, and Robin Williams. They all gave me credit. They all admitted that it was true. Yeah. Maybe Mims said he'll keep it real. Yeah, but Mims, you ain't saying nothing up there neither. And I know how you do. You be all up on the show talking like you down with the Me Too movement, and then you get to offline and be talking about, man, I'm glad you put it on them. So I'm just letting y'all know. Matter of fact, I'm going to read it to y'all. This wasn't even part of the show, but I'm going to read it to y'all. I'm going to force y'all to talk about this tonight. I said, yesterday was Father's Day, and I was reminded of the greatest challenge in Black homes: roles, respect, and loyalty. I read on social media so many women marginalizing their man, or all men. Some say I'm not going to shrink so he can get bigger, dim my light so he can shine, step down so he can step up. Even have some of you mothers and grandmothers teaching and co-signing this ignorance with your daughters. Some, not all. So I always put that in there. Some, not all, of you mothers and grandmothers are the problem. Y'all been kicking out, talking down, and lying your entire lives just so you can make your girlfriends and kids think you are running something. All you have done is create 100 years of setbacks in the Black home. You would rather teach your daughters to see you sleep with 10 men than to see you be connected or submissive to one. You would rather them see you dating a sorry man who ain't got nothing that you pay everything for just so you can look like you running something. Some of you love lazy, do nothing, have nothing, leeching off you can't pay his bills men because it makes you feel in charge and needed. You'd rather keep a father who is working from seeing and having access to his child while laying up with a trifling dude that won't pay for, spend time with, or acknowledge his own child. The irony of that is you detest anything that uplifts a Black man in a home or relationship. You undermine women of faith who understand the word and live it and flourish in it. I read 1 Peter chapter 3, and I dared any of you to do the same thing, to read it with your sons and daughters. Have dialogue with your man in the room, if you got one. Look over your lives and ask yourself, why do I have relationship expiration dates on every relationship I've been in? Why do I keep picking the wrong men? Some of you could never see that First Peter 3:6, when Sarah called Abraham Lord, she wasn't comparing him to God nor marginalizing herself. She was uplifting him because she understood he was in step with God and she was in step with him. She knew how much power and influence she had over Abraham. So her relationship relevance was never in question. The woman is the most influential person in the home. When she wields that power correctly, she is a queen. I heard a wise, beautiful, seasoned woman say not long ago, my man is the king and he runs the castle and the kingdom, but I, the queen, run the king. She understood that her power wasn't in undermining and disrespecting him to the kids nor to the public. It was because she treats him as a king. She is the closest, most influential advisor to him. And you can turn a fool into a king. Now, you can't turn a fool into a king any more than you can a bleep into a housewife. But you can guide a real man to greatness through support and respect. A real man may struggle, but his pride and work ethic ain't going to let you outwork or outprovide him. A real man doesn't have to be the most educated. He needs the right knowledge. You don't have to tell or coach a real man to care for his kids, to provide for his home, to come home at night. He wants that because his sense of belonging drives him to and where he is needed. All men ain't kings, but all kings are men. You can be a powerful woman, but a woman can never be a powerful man. When we know and respect our roles, we can build kingdoms and empires. When we don't, we tear down cultures and communities. That right there, people. Now, I know some of y'all probably said, man, I ain't trying to listen to this fool. This fool that made me mad twice this week. But here's the deal. I want to know, just out of curiosity, what's the beef y'all had with that? Because the reality of it is, during, what is it, May or whatever the month is, this Women's Month, Mother's Month, all kind of, y'all got about 100 different things. I think y'all got another month coming up here in August. And the thought that I have is, the 1 month or the 2-week period, it ain't even a whole month, that is an opportunity to uplift males, in particular minority males. Y'all go silent. And that's sad. It's sad because it's unnecessary. It's sad because there are some of you who know you got a good man at your house, but you scared to uplift him because you say, if I tell anybody I got a good man, then some female gonna be after my man. That's the most illogical thing. If he your man, she can't get him no way. But your man will go out here and uplift you, post pictures of you, tell everybody that you is this, and that, and you expect that. You expect him to do everything to show the public how much he cares about you, but you don't return that favor. And so the question is, why? Why are you so comfortable in your huddle ministries, if you will, where you allow people to guide you, to convince you that disrespect and doing X, Y, Z as it relates to your man is cool? But if your man allowed somebody to disrespect you, oh my goodness, you be out there you be out there with pitchforks, you be out there acting the absolute fool. Uh-oh, the homie's in here, the legal beagle. What's going on, Cassandra? And there's my mama. Hey, mama. And again, I'm saying these things because I want y'all to comprehend this. I don't personally care if y'all respond to this tonight or not, but I needed you to understand. If you will support me when I'm uplifting you all, why'd you go silent when I was uplifting brothers? I don't need you to answer tonight. I need you to think about it. Because y'all quick to say ain't no good dudes out there. But they seem like unicorns because you never talk about the good dudes out there. I can hear a million of you all talk about the ones that don't pay no child support, the ones that don't pay no bills, the ones that don't do nothing but drink and act an absolute fool. Y'all talk about them. Y'all give them airplay. Y'all get around. Y'all be on social media. Y'all don't. And listen, and as a man, I don't have no problem with you talking reckless. Uh-oh, there's the homie right there. Dr. Beverly Key, glad to see you. See, I don't have a problem with you talking about a do-nothing brother, because we don't support them neither. If a dude don't take care of his kids, I'm not rocking with him. If a dude can't pay his bills, I'm not rocking with him. If a dude don't go home at night, I'm not rocking with him. If a dude will leave his family stranded, I'm not rocking with him, because I'm built different. I'm old school. Johnny Mack used to say it costs to be the boss. Some of y'all don't understand what that is. So don't think for 1 minute that real men, grown men, real kings, we don't support that foolishness. But the question is, when you got one of them, why you ain't bragging on them? If you know somebody, there's some single dudes out here that's real dudes. But I don't hear y'all bragging about them. Some of y'all try to put Negroes up in the cupboards like squirrel, keeping nuts for the winter. So I'm just saying to you all, some of y'all got good brothers. I'm not talking about brothers meaning black. Y'all got good brothers. And you know your brother's a good dude. Some of y'all got good uncle. And you know your uncle's a good dude. Some of y'all got good daddies. And you know he's a good dude. But you don't talk about him. Why they can't get no airplay? I will help you talk about the trifling ones. You don't even have to worry. You can flip back through the videos and you will see I'm the first one talking about them. And I can. I can, because my standards as a man is built different. But I'm not with this. Make it seem like all dudes is messed up. Make it seem like black men in particular, ain't none of them got nothing going on. We don't need y'all to say, I ain't gonna tell nobody because somebody might want you. You know what? You ought to be glad that you got something that somebody else wants. Because if he yours, he gonna rock with you. And if he yours, he gonna want the public to know he yours. I don't even know how I went down this path, but I did. So we gonna rock with it for a few minutes. And I know for a fact, ain't none of you females gonna be bold enough to reply. I know I ain't gonna see none of that. Now, as soon as I go through one of these letters for the night and I start talking about something reckless, something ignorant, something simple, I'm gonna get all kind of comments. Y'all gonna be in depth and into it. But when I'm talking about something real, y'all silent. James said, preach. See, that's what I'm talking about. And some of you men, let me tell y'all something. You know I'm telling the truth, but you don't want to say nothing because you don't want to get into an argument at your house. Listen, if it's true, we ought to be able to say it's true. But y'all ain't gonna do that. Man, we got to create our own little huddle ministries. We got to create our own thing where we start uplifting each other. Because that's why so many of us be out here acting the absolute fool when situations pop up. Because y'all so busy tearing us down. Y'all so busy trying to erase. Uh-oh. Let's see what Leetta said. You said the key word, some, not all. Absolutely. Absolutely. I never say all, because I know there are some women out there that do publicly say, and it don't mean your dude perfect, but some of y'all ain't never said nothing good about him. Nothing. And so you're right. I do say some, not all, because I done lived long enough to understand that this is not every woman in totality. The problem is it's not enough of the good ones who will saying it. Y'all ain't saying it loud enough. I want y'all to say it just as loud as y'all talk about them dudes that don't do right. I want y'all to say it just as loud as y'all do when y'all got a dude that don't pay child support. I want y'all to say it just as loud as y'all do with a trifling dude that's out there doing this and doing that. I just want you to be equally as vocal. Big Rod said, "What have I walked into?" Big Rod, I'm frustrated because I wrote this thing a few days ago, and all of these educated, really smart women that's up here that normally be in the midst of everything, they ain't say nothing about it because it was talking about the failure in the black community of women to uplift black men who are good dudes. So I feel some kind of way. Jay Dizzle said, indeed, say it. That's all I want. I want Talia Matthews, what's going on? Glad to see you. Hope David is all right. Tell David we all shouting now, got a little prayers for him. Everybody's rocking with him. So I want you guys to understand this. But yeah, I could be up here right now talking about the stuff we're going to talk about in a few minutes. But I'm built for this. My shoulder's broad enough for this. For me to say you wrong if you can't say it. Now, some of y'all might not know you got a good dude because you're going through too many dudes. Some of y'all, the reason why some trifling dudes out here in the first place. Because just like I said, me as a human being, run this. I don't hang out with deadbeats. I don't hang out. I'm not hanging out with no dude that beat on his woman. I'm not hanging out with no dude that don't take care of his kids. I'm not hanging out with no dude that don't pay his bills. I'm not hanging out with no dude. All of these things I could say, I could look you in the camera and say, you ain't gonna see me. No circle of mine got them dudes in it. And if it is, they hiding it. I'm talking about they hiding it like underneath the house. Because I'm comfortable asking the people in my inner circle, hey, bro, you good? You doing this? What's up with that? I don't care who it is. And when you stand 10 toes down on that, then you could call other folks out. So if we calling each other out, then you got to ask yourself, ladies, and for those of you that's messing with trifling dudes, you uplift that dude, but you ain't going to uplift a good dude? Ask yourself. I want y'all to just ponder in your mind right now, how many of y'all dating a dude that you know got kids he don't take care of and he don't see? Yeah, I'm looking in the camera. How many of y'all got that? How many of y'all got a dude that you know ain't taking care of his bills? I'm asking that question. How many of y'all out there just go in your own mind. I ain't even got to call everything out. I ain't got to call it out. Because you already know what kind of dude I'm talking about. And ask yourself, ladies, how can you choose to be with somebody? Because what do you think? Matter of fact, what do you think if a dude was sorry when you met him? You think you're going to change and be better? You think you the one to bring him out of sorriness? If a dude don't take care of his kids when you met him, he ain't gonna start taking care of them when just because you so magical, you so wonderful. If a dude don't pay, if he wasn't paying his bills when he met you, and listen, stop letting Negroes lie. Woo, I almost went to the other end word. Stop letting Negroes lie. If you messing with a trifling dude, don't let him tell you, well, you know, I was paying all my bills, but the last chick I was with, she took me down that road. Stop lying. Stop lying. Y'all rocking with them. And you believe that because it make you feel good about you. Deadbeats are deadbeats. Most good men don't rock with them. But I want y'all to stand up. I want y'all to consider, why is it that a good man can't get no airplay? Let me see what Big Rod said. Big Rod said the thing is that women won't uplift a man in fear of what another woman is going to say. He should be doing this or he needs to be doing that. However, a man will tell a woman, why are you messing with him? He's not going to do anything for you. Hey, Big Rod done hit on some cylinders. Because part of the problem is this. Most women who like sorry Negroes hang out with women that like sorry Negroes. See, because you can't be in no circle of friends with somebody that's about their business and they're going to sit back and stay quiet if they're your friend about you being you bringing sorriness to the circle. Think about it. Most dudes, as they like to say, birds of a feather, you find one good dude, he probably hanging out or he's probably cool with other good dudes. Likewise, find one sorry one, probably hanging out with another sorry one. And some of y'all, that's y'all thing. Y'all like it. Make you feel good. If you out there looking for a dude who's less than you, you looking for a dude that got less than you, you looking for a dude who you can oversee and overshadow, because then you got to ask yourself, what is it about you as a woman that makes you want that kind of man? That's something internal that you need to click on. Because see, I grew up in an era where women was like, look, I need to find me a good dude, a good provider, XYZ. But she wasn't trying to be the man in the house. And some of y'all love dudes that you can run over. And some dudes don't mind you doing it as long as you're paying. But let's stop failing to uplift quality dudes. Let me define it for you. Because somebody just hit me with well, what is a good dude? Let me tell you something. I never said what's a perfect dude. But let me tell you some characteristics of a good dude. A good dude gonna stand in the trenches through hell and high water with most of your situations, as long as they not being disrespected. A good dude is gonna be a good provider, okay? He gonna work 2 jobs if he got to make sure his team is good. Uh-oh, Big Rod said something. Let's see what Big Rod said. Big Rod said, I know a woman right now that's messing with a man that has multiple women. He stands her up, and everything. He uses sex as a weapon to control her and the situation. Big Rod done told y'all. He validating. Big Rod say he know a woman right now that's messing with a man. And the man done let her know, I got multiple chicks. And she'd rather be with that than to go out there and find a good dude, her dude. See, and that's the problem. Some of y'all ain't never, ever gonna have nothing because you can't never spot something that's good for you because you too busy. You know what? My grandmother, Margaret Key, used to say, a bird in your hand is better than 2 in the bush. And I know that's probably past y'all mindset because that's old school. But what that meant was, whoo. Nikki Carter talking about shaking my head. Well, Nikki Carter, what are you shaking your head about? I'm giving you a platform now to say anything you want to say. Meanwhile, let me read what Annie Moore said, a seasoned veteran woman. She said, Sinclair, I got a good man, and everyone that knows him knows he's a good man. I don't brag about him because he's mine, and I don't worry about no one getting him. He'll tell you himself he's not going anywhere. We've been together for a minute. See that right there. Now, I'll say this. I can respect what Annie said. She said, I don't brag about him because he's mine. I can respect that. However, I like everything that Annie said. Annie, the only issue with that, and it's not an issue for you, but it bothers some brothers like me, is because so many, we don't hear about the good dudes. That's the problem. We hear so much about the disgruntled woman with the trifling dude, whatever. It's like good dudes don't exist. So I commend you for recognizing that you got one. I commend you for saying it on the show tonight, because that's a big step right there. But there's a lot of women that ain't gonna ever stand up and say it. Some of y'all ain't gonna say it because you done spent so much time running your man down that your friends gonna look at you like, hold on, you been telling us this dude wasn't nothing for years. Now all of a sudden you saying he a good dude. I don't understand. Hold on. Cassandra done hit me with a cliche. Now, Cassandra, I can't even argue with your cliche. She said, no news is good news. And that may be the case in you all's mind. And again, I don't even know that it's necessary for, I don't even know if it's necessary for you to itemize the specifics of your man, but just at least acknowledge in the same forms that you do when y'all talking about the deadbeats, at least acknowledge there are some good ones. Like Big Rod, right? Big Rod just said a statement where he didn't have to put anybody's name out there. He said, I know personally of XYZ. Women, it's nothing wrong with y'all saying that. Let me see what Leetta done said. She said, I know men that step up and take on the responsibility of another man's child. I also see men take a woman that has been broken and love her back to health. I feel that all men are not out to take advantage of a good woman. Well, now that's that right there. Now, see, ladies, I commend y'all because now y'all speaking to both sides of it. Let me see what Cassandra said. Cassandra said, hold on. Cassandra said, if I ain't complaining, I'm good, he good. And you know what? Again, Cassandra, I'm not knocking the philosophy, and y'all, Cassandra's a seasoned woman, professional. So I recognize that not everybody, not everybody looks at things the same way. Now, yeah, I'm saying that. Hold on, let me see what Big Rod popping off. Big Rod said, if we keep dealing the same group of people in your circle, you will never go anywhere. You should never be the smartest person in a group. Get people that help you grow. You got that right. You got that right. If you're the smartest person in your circle, you need a new circle. But I don't want y'all to think I'm soft passing Cassandra because of what she's saying. Let me tell y'all something. And I want y'all to ponder this. I don't mind Annie Moore and Cassandra or anybody else who's saying something positive about a man on the show tonight. I don't mind them not necessarily being public with their situations. And I'm not backtracking on the fact that I believe that women should uplift men. Here's the reason why, so y'all won't think, oh yeah, he be tripping with certain people, he get him a pass. Because I've never, for the two people who have responded and said that they don't talk about their men publicly, which so far has been Annie and Cassandra, I've not seen them, and I'm going back in my mind, I've never seen them on social media or been around them publicly where they have degraded one or jumped on the Me Too movement. So I don't mind you not doing one thing if you're not doing the other either. If you ain't part of the tear a dude down group and you choose not to, because that's just a person who says, I don't speak about these things at all. But I do have a problem with women that'll sit on social media all day and click on and like and testify to all about every time somebody says something negative about a man, and I have a good one, and ain't gonna brag on them, ain't gonna say nothing. That's what I got a problem with. So I wanted to specify that so that we would be clear that I'm not changing the standards because it's two people that I may know who is saying, hey, I ain't talking about mine and I'm giving it a pass. Hold on. Mim said, so you mean to tell me people don't know how to deal with their own level and above when it comes to relationships? Well, Mim, here's the thing. I don't know that they don't. I think you have to ask yourself, who are the influencers in your life? Who are the influencers in your circle? If you got a circle of trifling folks and they are an influence to you, even if you know what they supporting that you do is wrong, you're not going to go and try to do right. Why? Because you don't want to upset your influencers. Now, mind you, let me see what Annie Moore says. She said, I have no problem uplifting my man, but he old school, and I know it wouldn't bother him. You know what? Annie Moore, again, I have no problem with it. I will say this, the phrase, I know it wouldn't bother him. Sometimes it's not just about your man. Sometimes what I'm talking about now is, how do we change a culture? And we change a culture by knowing that a problem exists and then saying, I'm going to be part of the solution. And I'm not saying y'all got to run out here with no pom-poms on and this, and that. But sometimes you got to stop them. You got to stop them raggedy jokers from being around you and promoting the foolishness. That's what I'm saying. We do not mind y'all talking about anything factual. If a dude is good, say he good. If their dudes are trifling, say he trifling. Most real men, and he said, you got to know him to know why I say that. Hey, look, I'm rocking with you because I believe you to be a stand-up person, and you came and clarified yourself, as did Cassandra. But I am saying this to say, most good men would stand with women against trifling dudes, abusers, deadbeats, dudes that if you ain't taking care of your kids, if you ain't doing this and that, most good dudes, because you got to think, a man that's the type of man that'll take care of somebody else's kids, he ain't gonna have no love for the dude that don't want to spend time with him, take care of his own. He just ain't gonna have no love for that type of dude, because he's already built different. You know, a man that don't beat his woman is not gonna have time to be in no partnership, be cool with, having his circle, a dude that'll go beat a woman. And if you've been with somebody, if you've been with your people long enough, your crew long enough, you done asked the questions. As a man, you done had them types of conversations. So you already know either the people are lying in there and you don't have any signs of it. Because if I had a dude in my group that I found out put his hands on his woman, he can't be in the group no more. But I've made that perfectly clear from the start. I don't rocks with that. I feel like if you bold enough to put your hands on a woman, you ought to be willing to put your hands on a man first. Like that. Anyway, look, I'm about to go to one of tonight's letters because I know some of y'all is probably on 10 right now. And I want to say this. This wasn't part of tonight's letters, but I wanted to say it, and since it's my show, I said it. But make no mistake about it. Good men need to be uplifted just as much as sorry dudes need to be tore down. So ponder that. All right. Let's go to the first thing up here tonight. And I knew the way I wrote it, it was gonna make some folks jump on. Tonight's first thing says, Black people no longer want reparations. What y'all feel about that sentence in general? Black folks, we don't want reparations. Anybody got any feelings on it at all? How many of you listeners, how many of you people who are out there vibing right now, how many of you, oh, James said he wants reparations. No problem. Anybody else want reparations? Anybody else want reparation? Nikki Carter said, who says that? Don't worry about who said it. I'm gonna deep dive into it in a second. Do you want reparations? Nikki Carter? Mimi Mim said, I need my money, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So are you all saying y'all disagree with the statement that Black people no longer want reparation? Nikki Carter said she want her bread too. Everybody wants their bread. All right. Now, while y'all are chiming in, Nikki Carter asked who said it. I said it. I'm pushing a new concept. And the new concept is because I know that my Anglo-Saxon, my white American brothers and sisters, that they are uncomfortable with the concept. Oh, Nikki said, I disagree with the statement. No problem. I'm about to educate you right now. Cassandra said, I don't want reparation is not going to create change. Okay, well, not a problem. That's your opinion. Let me rock with y'all with this for a second. I'm pushing this concept because, again, I know white folks got a problem with it. They have a problem. Big Rod said he won't hear us in the form of land. All right, white America has a problem with the term reparations in relation to blacks and slavery. And they have, although we as a nation have been comfortable with the restitution to other countries that we've invaded, that we go to war with, and in some cases do nothing to. Internally, there are groups in the U.S. who also have been given reparations. But I believe personally, because the amount tossed around in land and dollars would force some wealthy white Americans to lose what they value in the divide. Because of this, while I was out getting my steps in today, and for those of you all who trying to get the count, let me tell y'all what my step count is. Right now, I'm at 7,639, 3.78 miles is what I did today. But while out here getting my steps in the rain, all right? Let me see. Nikki Carter said maybe more incentives, tax breaks, and business creation. All right, so it seems like y'all are open-minded. Well, let me see if I can introduce y'all to something that'll be a little bit more palatable than the term reparations. As me and Minnie Mims was walking around today, he been out there. Okay, hold on for a second. Cassandra said, you can't pay off history. It is what it is. How can they right the wrong going forward? You know what, Cassandra? That's a very, very grand question. But I believe there is a way to right the wrongs of history as well. Now, here's what I came up with. And at first, Minnie Mims almost fell over laughing until he thought about the concept in depth. I want to tell white America, I don't want reparations, but I do want my comp time. I want to be paid comp time. See, in business, organizations understand that there are times when you work that you might not get all that you are entitled to. And so they have a system of paying you back through comp time and or financially. Maybe me and say he walked 5 miles today. He got them extra steps in because he be smoking, and we on a non-smoke campus, so he got to go down a lonely road to smoke. But think about this, people: 52 weeks in a work year, and 40 hours a work week. Although we know that slavery and those things were not normal work days, we got to start somewhere. So we're gonna say 40-hour work week, and if we multiply that times 400 years. At $10 an hour, which is the average, what do you call it? Minimum wage today. That would be 52 times 40 hours is equal to 2,080 hours a year. 2,080 hours a year times 400 years is 832,000 hours at $10 an hour means you would owe $8.32 million. Now, because I know that the U.S. government is not going to sustain that, not going to be able to do that. They're going to be somewhat feeling some kind of way. We'll take it in a 20-year payout, which means, and to make it even easier for you, because I know you're going to say, well, they couldn't possibly pay every minority person that much money. Here's what we'll do. We'll even say you pay these annual payouts based on households. There you go. Pay it based on households. It ain't even got to be paid based on person. Any person who has a home, an apartment, or whatever, they get $416,000 a year, tax-free, which comes to $8.32 million. All right? Now, I want y'all to just ponder that. Tax-free. Now, for those my Anglo-Saxon comrades, who would say it would just tear down the economy, no, it wouldn't. Let me tell you why. If you give minorities $416,000 a year for 20 years, they're going to put $416,000 right back in the economy every single year. You're going to see them building houses. You're going to see them buying cars. You're going to see them buying clothes. You're going to see them doing all the stuff. James said, what about the homeless? Good question. Homeless, we're going to assume that individuals who are homeless would get an amnesty clause and have and be able to receive 1 year, and provided that they get a home and have a valid address, they would pick up on that beginning the second year. If they did not, they would lose their benefits. But I want y'all to think about this, what I'm saying. You want to say, some of you going to say it's illogical, but it's not. If you think about, if I gave you 400, matter of fact, let's say we're going to do it over a 30-year period. You pay each household $277,333 tax-free dollars every year for the next 30 years. At the end of 30 years, you owe Black folks no more money, and wherever they are, that's where they're going to be. But you're not going to lose the money. Big Rod, hold on, Big Rod said, however, this should be awarded only to people who are direct dependents of slaves. Well, Big Rod, here's the philosophy of it. I would say if you are 50% or greater minority with African descent, provable by your DNA test, I believe you should be entitled to it. And the reason why is we're never going to satisfy everything, but if you're 50% or greater, we're going to go ahead and give it to you. And America understands you got a beginning date and an end date. Now, here's what I do for white America. I'm also going to let you stop Medicare. You don't have to pay for folks' medicine and all that no more. And here's why. If a person is getting $416,000 a year, they're not going to qualify for Medicaid anyway. So look at how much money you're going to pour out by being able to cut off that service. People going to be paying their hospital bills because they ain't going to be able to get no pass on it. I'm just saying to you all that if we present America with something that's a little bit more favorable, a little bit more palatable, you don't have to admit what you did, because I don't personally care if you admit it or not. You don't have to sign no statement. You ain't got to give me no land. If you give me $416,000 a year for the next 20 years, I'm responsible for buying my own land. And if I don't, it's not on you, white America. See, we've got to be flexible. White America is not going to do anything that requires them to issue back land, because to issue out land means you're going to have to take it from them. They're not going to do that. So let's take that off the table. But I can interest you in $400,000 a year, or I can interest you in $277,000 a year per home for 30 years. If you can't jumpstart your family on $250,000 every year, guaranteed tax-free, then what white folks were saying partially is true. See, sometimes we got to look at the broader scope of things. We got to say to ourselves, we're not getting this, but where can we meet in the middle? If you tell white America, hey, look, put a stamp on it, put 30 years on it. And for the next 30 years, you can take money that you normally pay into Medicaid and Medicare, and you can put that back in your coffers. Let's say that you tell them, okay, look, you don't have to be footing the cost of medical bills. You don't have to be, because I can tell you personally, you would change the dynamic of America. America would look somewhat like the better parts of Dubai and those areas, because black folks with money gonna spend it, especially if they know they getting the same amount next year. I'm just saying. Can I interest y'all in that? Can I interest y'all in at least considering that I ain't crazy in the assessment that it's possible? It's possible and it's plausible, because we spend trillions of dollars each year in foreign aid. We spend trillions of dollars each year in war efforts. We spend trillions of dollars a year in a lot of different things. I'm just saying it's plausible. What y'all think? Are y'all willing to be down with the possibilities? Think about this. If you took it in a 30-year period, $277,000 divided by 12 months means you would get a check every month for $23,000. If you can't live off $23,000 a month, you deserve to be in whatever condition you in. Because you know every month you're going to get it. See, that's what I'm talking about. Seasoned woman. And most says, at least sounds like a plan. $23,000 a month. Can I interest you in that? America, can I interest you in not having to be dependent or taking care of a lot of debt for the next 30 years? Can I interest you in that? All I'm saying, people, is let's look at the possibilities. We can put this reparation thing to bed. We can create a plan that gives fiscal restitution to African Americans. All right, let me see. Cassandra said there are Caucasians that have more African descendants in their DNA than some black folks, and vice versa. That's the reason why, Cassandra, I said, if your DNA says that you have at least 50% of African heritage, then you would qualify. Mimi Mims said the concept is something to think about. Thank you, Mimi Mims. Nikki Carter said they won't do anything that requires their acknowledgement of the issue. You see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about, Nikki Carter? If you ain't got a better solution, stop tearing down this one. We don't require them to acknowledge slavery or anything else. I don't care. If you agree to the $277,000 for 30 years, you don't have to. Hold on one second. James said we would take the government out of debt in 5 years. Absolutely we would. Ty said, I barely made it. Wow, Ty done hit me with the Caucasian underhanded jab. She said, hey, I'm over 50%. Now I might be 42.5% white folks, but the rest of it is 100% good. But I just want y'all to think about it. See, we got to become creative. We got to be able to present something. I promise you, if black folks, if we keep our habits the way they are right now, we would turn America into the strongest country if you gave us what we're asking for, because we're going to put every single penny right back into the economy. And we ain't going to waste time neither. That check get cut on the 1st. By the 15th, $23,000 per household is spent. Why? Because we already know we're going to get it again on the 1st. We built to sit in the house and chill for 15 days. It would almost be like the government giving us money to give back to them. What could be better? White America, you should love this concept because you're primarily the business owners. We're going to spend the money that you guys sign off to give us. We're going to give it right back to your business. Every single house in America going to have 3-car garages. Y'all going to have all kind of vehicles that you wouldn't afford. Listen, I'm telling you, Ford, GM, Mercedes, all their stocks going, all of their manufacturing is going to fly through the roof. We buying boats and jet skis, all kind of stuff. We're going to spend the money. America, consider what I'm saying, because I promise you, there is nobody who's going to hear this plan. No black person is going to say, oh, if they give me $250,000 a year, I'm going to put it in the bank. I'm never going to spend it. That's crazy. That's a lie. The moment that you give it to us and we sign the paper, we know we getting that check every month for the next 30 years. All we doing is turning it into a revolving door. We're going to boost the economy. Right now, we spend $12 trillion a year in the U.S. economy, and you can best believe we ain't got that kind of money. Let me see. Hold on. What is Mims talking about? Mims said, don't forget the rape, lynching, and free labor for generations. Mims, I just told you, we're going to have to accept that some of those things, they happen and we can't do anything about it. I'm not trying to get white America to make you feel good by saying they did these things. I don't care if they admit it or not. What I do care about is this comp time that we want to be paid back for. And I believe we should consider getting our legal people together and see if we can if we can get an EEOC case around here. We worked without pay. Ty talking about paying off my house, car, etc. That's exactly what you're going to do. And Ty, every other person going to do it too. So all I'm saying to you all is consider the concept. Stop asking for reparations. Stop asking white America to come to the forefront and get in front of some TV and say, oh, we're sad, slavery was bad. Yes, we did bad things. To be honest with you, most white folks living today had nothing to do with slavery and all the other things. They were just people who were within the generations. They wasn't around there. I don't believe you can find nobody that was part of slavery. And you might find some folks that got some folks tied up in their basement right now, but they ain't got nothing to do with slavery. That's a sick individual. Mimi Mims said, I'm talking about the brothers and sisters who think they don't qualify. Mimi Mims, you ain't got to worry about nobody thinking that they don't qualify, because everybody who believed that they could get $250,000 or $416,000 over 20 years a year, ain't nobody gonna act like they want. You're gonna have white folks getting it. White folks gonna be proud to be black. White folks gonna be walking around here taking DNA tests. Matter of fact, you're gonna see, man, and listen, and I know somebody gonna ask the question, well, how would you make sure over a period of time? You ain't gotta worry about a period of time. If you say January of 24, they're gonna disperse it out, then every household, every minority household in America in January of 2024, that's it. Now, if you have some kids in February, they don't get it. You can't have it open forever. 1 month, one time, do the census, everybody get their proving on. Once you get your proving on, that's it. You get your check. Now, you got to take care of your own little rockhead kids that you have after that. Because I can tell you, white girls going to be sleeping with brothers for real then. Absolutely. Look, people, we ain't even had a chance to get to some of the other stuff, but I want y'all to consider that. I want you to ponder it. See, sometimes taking these long walks in the rain be beneficial. Now, can I at least get y'all to tell me how many of y'all are a little bit, let me see what Jay Dizzle talking about. Jay Dizzle said if they get it, won't be a crab leg in the sea or a wing on a chicken in 2 years. You know what? See, Johnny, why you got to go there? Matter of fact, I'm going to tell you something that I read today that might get you to thinking about that. For all you chicken lovers, I don't even think I even put it out. Let me tell y'all something. For all you chicken lovers, Go out there and read. I read something today that said the U.S. government has approved for lab-grown chickens, lab-grown, I think it's chickens or lab-grown meat, to now be sold in stores. Y'all about to be eating those Peachtree Dish chickens. I'm telling you. Mims said, look up Anthony Crawford. All right, I'll look him up, Mims. Yeah, but go out there and read it. They say the U.S. has approved for lab-grown meats. First, y'all was getting plant-based. Now y'all getting lab-grown. I'm going to start growing my own chickens. I can't be trusting the Peachtree Dishes. They ain't got to worry about none of these comp time payments, because all y'all going to be walking around here like some zombies eating them, eating that lab-grown. So, look, people, I got to go.
It's about that time,
Baby. Look, I appreciate y'all tonight. Everything that you did, everything that you said. See y'all next week.
The Sinclair Show is on.
It's on.
Running with your friends.